you've heard it said that your network is your net worth. Well, that being the case, being skilled at networking is a must in business and in life. I'm Kim Warren Martin, and I'm excited about today's training and welcome you to this broadcast of the Successful and Fulfilled Digital Summit. If you want to get a bigger return on your networking, generate more referrals, get more speaking engagements and higher level introductions, then you will love today's training from Josephine Hannon, CEO and founder of Promote Her Business. She's a marketing strategist and advanced networking expert and is going to share with you what she's learned over the past decade to master relationship building, generate more leads, and create win-win profitable relationships. She even has a formula, a proven formula, for being a high-powered connector and building a dream team to promote you. So without further ado, I'm passing the mic over to the awesome Josephine Hannon as she trains on how to get more results from your network. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hi, everybody. My name is Josephine Hannon, but you can call me Jose. I'm the founder of Promote Her Business, and me and our Promote Her Business community are so excited to endorse, support, and participate in this wonderful, successful, and fulfilled digital summit with Kim Martin. I'm just really proud to be part of this and making a huge transformational difference for women everywhere. So my question for you today is, how can you get more results from your network, right? As women, we're out there, we're promoting ourselves, but the question is, are we working harder or are we working smarter? Are we just meeting people or are we building win-win profitable relationships? And are we getting the biggest return from our networking? And today I'm going to specifically walk us through the process of how to get that return from your networking using one of the most proven and innovative strategies that I know of that our Promote Her Business community has been leveraging. So you ready? Let's go. Okay, so when we're talking about working smarter, not harder, and we're looking at this from a business perspective, there's really only two ways that you can get business, right? Either you go out and you get business yourself, or other people refer business to you. So my question is, which of those ways do you prefer? Now, of course, many of us are saying, as independent women, on the one hand, we know, right, it's smarter to have people refer business to us, and we don't want to work as hard. But on the other hand, a lot of us, our biggest strength is our biggest weakness, because we're out there, we're hitting the pavement, and although we know we could be smarter about it, we know that other people can support us and promote us, a lot of us are not making it an active part of our strategy. Okay, and so today I really want to hone in on how we can get more people to refer business to us and promote us, so we can kick back and also make great friendships and be profitable in the process. So one of the best ways that you can really better leverage your network and build business quicker is by building your own dream team of promotion partners. And this is a concept that came to me in 2012. I went to the National Achievers Congress. And up until this point, I'd seen this quote by Robert Kiyosaki. I'm sure you know who he is, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And he has this quote. It says, "Business and investing are team sports." And up until that point in 2012, when I went to this conference, it just kind of lived for me as just like another quote, right? Yeah. Business and investing are team sports. But I wasn't necessarily playing business and investing as much of a team sport. But then what happened is at the conference, they're interviewing these millionaires and billionaires. And, you know, if you're a personal and professional development junkie like me, very proud of it to continually learn, you know, it's like, oh yeah, we've heard it all before. We knew we should be coached and mentored. Tell me something new. And Robert Kiyosaki actually did. When they interviewed him, they said, what makes you so successful? And he said, I'm not going to tell you, I'm going to show you. And then what he did is he brought up on stage his 6 or 7, you can call them referral partners, promotion partners, dream team, inner circle. And these are people, they were not his employees, they were not 1099s, they were people that independently had business and who were doing business with Robert Kiyosaki for years. They had got each other on stages, they had propelled each other's careers, they had done passive income investing, they had mastermind, been accountability buddies. And he created more momentum with these 6 or 7 people than him joining like 10 other networking groups. And that's where the light bulb in my head went off. I kept thinking to myself, you know, why aren't more networking groups teaching this? Instead of us just going to events and trying to meet as many people as possible, why don't we also be really strategic about forming deeper relationships and getting more from the network we have? So I just want you to take a minute and say it with me. It's not just about the breadth of your network, it's about the depth of your relationships. Ready? Say it with me. It's not just about the breadth of your network, it's about the depth of your relationships. And the deeper you go, the more value you can get. You don't have to do it with everybody, but you do want to really start thinking about this year, building your dream team who can help you go farther, faster and farther together than you ever could by yourself, independent of any company you'll ever be with, okay, or have. So how do you make this happen? Sounds good. How do you make it happen, right? So we're going to talk about assessing where you're at, because you can't get where you're going if you don't know where you're starting from. We're going to talk about your vision for your dream team. And then we're going to talk about a formula we use in our Promote Her Business community for being a high-powered connector and really taking the fate of your networking results into your own hands. All right, so first, let's look at where you're starting from and assess your networking partnership. So I want you to think about all the networking groups that you're in or you frequent in or you pop in and pop out of. And I want you to think about the results that you're actually getting. So on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being this is not true and 10 being this is so true, how would you rate the following? Okay, so just take out a piece of paper if you haven't already, or just scribble on a napkin, you know, the things that end up turning into brilliant ideas. So, okay, so the first one is your network promoting you as much as you promote them? Are you the one that's paying it forward and paying it forward, but you're not really getting anything back? The second question is, do people understand not just what you do, but how and when you want to be promoted? I'll give you an example of this. In our Promote Her Business community, once a year we have our annual conference. And during our annual conference, it's in the April-May time period, that's when we're in hardcore promotion mode. That's when I want to rally my 6 or 7 promotion partners and be like, hey, please block out time to help us majorly promote this. At other times of the year, I can focus more on promoting them, but they know where my peak seasonal times are, right? The next question is, does your network proactively give you new ideas for ways to promote your business and vice versa? So do you have relationships where you just meet somebody and you're like, give me a referral if you think about me? And then they never do, or they do maybe every other year. Or do you have really loyal promotion partners that think of you first, that are loyal to you, that believe in your brand, and they believe in it so much that they are proactively trying to get you on stages. They are proactively going through their LinkedIn and Facebook contacts and introducing you to people, that they are proactively telling you about vendor fairs, or if you're in the corporate world, ladies, they're proactively telling you about openings, whether it's internally or at other companies, right? So that's what I want you to look at. Is it just if they think about you, or are they proactively giving you new ideas on a scale of 1 to 10? The next question is, can they be counted on for high quality referrals? And I really want to emphasize high quality referrals. For us in our Promote Her Business community, our primary audience is women entrepreneurs. And it's really interesting because for a while there was this woman who I met at a chamber event, and she was like, oh, I want to support you, supporting women. And so she was referring people to me who had just lost their jobs or chose to leave their jobs, and they didn't necessarily have any interest in being an entrepreneur, but they didn't quite know what they wanted to do. And it wasn't really a good fit. It was a referral, but it was kind of like putting popcorn kernels in a microwave and waiting for them to pop without ever turning on the microwave, right? Like you're waiting for these job seekers to pop into entrepreneurs, although they've expressed no interest, right? So it wasn't really high quality referrals, you know, it was more like just refer anybody. So I want you to really think about, are they high quality? Are they people that can pay for your services? Are these, you know, are these positions you're hearing about up to your quality level as somebody who's looking to apply to these positions, right? So that's on both ends of the spectrum. And then the fifth area is, can your network be counted on for continual year-round referrals? If you're gonna do this, ladies, you're gonna put in the time, the money, and the effort to make this happen. Why not play full out and fully leverage this as a year-round strategy that you're really counting on, right? To get continual year-round referrals, not like an afterthought. Okay, so I want you to give yourself a score 1 to 10, once again, and how true is that you have people you can count on like clockwork as part of your regular marketing and promotion strategy to give you referrals that hit your bottom line, okay? So now we've talked about you figuring out where you are, right, in this situation and your baseline for networking. So the next thing is we want to envision. We want you to create a vision for your ultimate network, your ultimate dream team of people to promote you. So I want you once again to take out your piece of paper and pen and just scribble down, just for a moment, I want you to scribble down, if anybody could be on your dream team, what type of people, what type of feel would this dream team have? You know, maybe it's a dream team where everybody feels like they're not only great promotion partners, but they're also great friends. And you could see yourself doing business for years and celebrating how massively successful all of you are on a joint vacation. You know, I mean, I want you to create this, really create this for yourself, because the more you see it, the more you can do it. The more you can see it, the more you can be it. The more you can see it, the more you can feel it, the more it can manifest faster, okay? And if you're listening and you're not an entrepreneur, you're in the corporate or the nonprofit or the government sector, and you're listening to this, I want you to envision who is on your dream team of people that can really support you, support your career, support things outside of your career. Maybe you have dreams about making a big difference in community service or putting on different events or writing your first book. Right? So I want you to write down in just one sentence, what is your vision? Okay? Great. So now you've assessed where you're at. We've envisioned where you want to go. So it's like, here's where you're at. Here's where you want to go, right? And now what we're going to do is we're going to put together that middle piece that's just going to bring it all together, okay? And how you get there is by building your dream team. Many of you who are listening to this call are highly educated, amazing people, right? Amazing high-powered women out there in the world. And so many of you are well-read, and you've probably heard of Stephen Covey, right? Stephen Covey came up with the 7 habits of highly effective people. And for our Promote Her Business community, we came up with the 4 habits of highly effective and advanced networkers. Okay, and it's really easy breezy to remember. It's called the FATE formula, because you're taking the fate of your networking into your own hands. Okay, so what does FATE stand for? So FATE stands for F is for finding. You start by finding the perfect people for your team. These are not just people, whoever shows up, and they're serendipitously on your team. No, 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 no. You are taking control of your future, which I know is something that's very important as part of the Successful and Fulfilled Digital Summit. It's not just doing whatever's there, it's being intentional, taking control, and creating the life and the business that you love, right? So it's finding the perfect people. The A stands for agreeing, coming up with an agreement. I'll talk about that in a minute. T stands for training, and E stands for evaluating. So say it with me. It's finding, agreeing, training, and evaluating. Now we're going to say it backwards, because when you say something backwards, it helps you remember it. Isn't that crazy? You guys have to try this in your own trainings. Tell people to repeat it backwards. It really does. It triggers something in your brain. So E stands for evaluating, T stands for training, A stands for agreeing, and F stands for finding. Exactly. And that's how you take the fate of your networking results into your own hands, right? And get more referrals, get introduced to high-powered connectors, and get on more stages, okay? So I'm gonna look at each of these just briefly so you get a better sense of what each of these letters stand for. So F is finding your ideal promotion partners. And what's really key here is I'm going to defy a myth. And the myth, a lot of times, especially in the small business world, is you're so lucky if you find anyone to promote you, or everyone should promote you. And as somebody who's a professional marketing strategist and also a copywriter, helps you write in a way that sells, I'm going to tell you that myth is entirely wrong. Beep, beep, incorrect. So it's not just about going out there getting as many people as possible to promote you. It's about making sure you have the right people promoting you that are great reflections of your brand. And here you can see what I'm talking about in this picture. So some of us are selling products, or we're part of companies that have the culture that's more like Walmart, right? And so we're here to provide low-cost mass services, and we don't want to come across as too luxury or upper echelons or potentially snobby or exclusive, right? And the thing is, you know, if you're in that group, you want to make sure that the people on your dream team are going to fit, you know, they're going to fit the profile of people who your clients or customers would listen to, right? And not be turned off by. So the very people that will turn on some clients will turn off other clients. Does that make sense? And the other picture is somebody will say she's part of a very exclusive, high-end boutique brand, okay? And so for this type of culture of a company that's very high-end, that's maybe very expensive because it's so cutting edge and so trailblazing, or just very, you know, very, very high quality, last a lifetime kind of deal, then you probably don't want people who are in their pajamas shopping at Walmart to be your representatives. Now, I know it sounds funny, it sounds obvious, but you'd be surprised how many people have the wrong people promoting them. And it's wrong, not like in a bad, judgy way, but it's wrong in a out of alignment with your brand way. So the first thing you want to do when you're finding your ideal promotion partners is, one, really hone in on what your brand is personally, also what your brand is as a company, and then create the perfect profile. We call them an avatar. Like, you have a client avatar in the world of marketing and sales. You have an avatar for the people you want on your dream team. That's very, very important. Don't just go with whoever shows up at the next group you stop at. Please don't. Okay. The next thing to be said about this is this model of finding the right people for your dream team. People have asked me, they're like, well, Joyce, is this just for newbie networkers, or what about seasoned people? And as you can see from these quotes, Marilyn, she is one of my biggest role models, actually. She is a powerhouse woman. She's given me permission. I can tell you she's in her 80s. And she has been there, done that, all the networking groups, probably since they started that we know of, she has known of, she's been part of, she has led, she has spoke at. And she said that just really latching on to going from just breadth of relationship to depth of relationship and building a dream team has opened her eyes to what's possible in her own results. So, I mean, this is huge from a very seasoned networker. Avni Levy, who is an amazing multimedia storyteller, she's the president of our Silicon Valley chapter. She said that when she went to building her own dream team, she really experienced a new relationship to increasing her sales and thinking about collaborations. And she talks about how it's so cool to know with certainty that her promotion partners are referring her first. You know, a lot of times you don't know, like people will say, oh yeah, I'll refer you. And, you know, they're not necessarily loyal to you, right? So huge, huge concept for all levels of networkers. The second step is A stands for agreeing, right? So we did F stands for finding, A stands for agreeing. Do you know the biggest cause of upset? The biggest cause of upset is unmet expectations. Write that down. This will help you personally, professionally, and with every relationship you have in your entire life, okay? The biggest cause of upset is unmet expectations. And this is especially true in the world of business and having our own businesses is that we have different expectations about giving each other referrals and what that looks like and what that means and how we're committed to each other or we're not. And I'll give you a classic example of this. A while back, this woman had referred me to this hairdresser, and I really like her. I mean, I actually just went to her, did a pretty good job. And I'm really happy with her. She's local and she's affordable and I feel like a movie star. So anyway, I run into the woman who referred me to this hairdresser and I said, oh, let's just call her Susie, the woman that referred the hairdresser. I said, Susie, you know, it's so great. You know, thank you again for referring me to Barbara. I'm just making this up, but Barbara. And you know, and I said, have you gone to Barbara recently? And she said, Susie says, no, I will never go to that woman again. And I was like, why? What happened? Did she like turn your hair, you know, a color you didn't want? Or like, what's going on here? And she said, no, Joyce. She said, look, I have been with this woman in multiple networking groups and I've built her whole book of business. You're going to her, like 5 other people are going to her because of me. And you know how many people that Barbara's referred to me? 0. And, you know, and she said, I am so upset. And she said, you know, you shouldn't even go to her either anymore. You know, she doesn't know about collaboration. And I said, I get, I definitely get how that could be frustrating, but it doesn't sound to me like she doesn't know how to collaborate. It sounds like she's not on the same page with you about expectations. I said, does her sign say haircuts and referrals? Has she ever agreed to give you a referral every time you gave her a referral? Did she know that you were keeping score? Had your whole group agreed to a minimum number of referrals per person in the group? Had she agreed that she would only refer business to you? Do you know that she doesn't have other people in other groups that do the same thing as you do? And, Susie said, oh, I hadn't thought about that, right? So she is accusing this woman of having collaboration issues, which, is a theme, right? A lot of times women, embarrassingly enough, accuse women as a sex of not being collaborative and being mean and whatever, when in reality, honestly, my viewpoint on this is that a lot of times it's not a collaboration issue. There's other issues. And a lot of times it comes down to unmet expectations. If you really look at the root of it, it's not that the women don't want to help other women. It's that sometimes they don't know how, and they're not on the same page about what the agreement looks like. So in our PHB community, we're all about making sure that you're really establishing clear agreements. We recommend that you build a dream team of anywhere from 3 to 7 promotion partners, and you establish a 1-year formal agreement. There's over 25 ways that you can partner with each other and collaborate, and we spell them all out. But the biggest thing that I really want you to get from this training, since we only have so much time, is for you to really get that an agreement, a formalized, signed, this is what we're doing with each other agreement can make a huge difference in your results. And if you're thinking, I've never signed an agreement before, I mean, that's common, right? It's commonplace to be mediocre or even have bad results and not do anything about it. But this is a formula that's actually working. And so I highly recommend that you look at it, and consider it and be coachable, okay? So we talked about finding, agreeing. The next letter is T for training. A lot of times people don't refer business to each other, and they say, well, Joyce, why is that? And one reason could be they just have no clue what you do. You seem like a nice person, but they have never understood what your title is or what your business means. 2, they might know what your business is, but they have no idea how to explain it to other people. I hear this a lot with people in insurance or the financial industry. It could be daunting to some people to promote you, and they don't want to say the wrong thing or say something that's against compliance or get you in trouble, so they just don't know what to say. Or the third reason is that they just don't want to create your marketing for you. You want them to promote you, but are you giving them the marketing materials and teaching them how to be your best brand ambassador or not, right? Are you setting your people up for success or just expecting things and not giving them what they need, right? So in our Promote Her Business community, we have something called our branding cards, which spells out exactly what our brand is, what it looks like, and teaches our promotion partners how to best promote us and for us to best promote them. And you want to make this like a serious thing. You don't want to make this an afterthought. Just knowing each other's 30-second commercials is not enough. If you want them to be your full-time ambassador and vice versa, continually over the years, you need to put in the time to train them, and you will yield the results, okay? And then finally, E stands for evaluating, okay? And I love this quote by John D. Rockefeller, which is, a friendship founded on business is better than a business founded on friendship. And that's a big issue that comes up too many times, is that, we're having fun, we're joining networking groups, we're going to events, but we're not getting results, and we feel bad. We do feel bad, but we don't want to quit, because then we make people feel bad if we left, but we're not getting results, and our business is drowning, or our personal careers are drowning because it's not the best use of our time, right? And so actually in our Promote Her Business community, we have the opposite philosophy. Our philosophy is start with really being intentional about your business and surrounding yourself with awesome promotion partners and people who can support you and cheer you on and keep you accountable and mastermind with you and, you know, cross promote you and so forth. And then form friendships with people who are committed to your success so you can all bring each other up, as opposed to just forming relationships with people who are nice but aren't doing anything for your business. And then at the end of the day, you're not only sinking, but you're sinking them too because it's not working. Usually if it's not working for one person, a lot of times it's not working for the other person either, right? So you want to evaluate the process and remember this is a business decision. So the other part of evaluating is we have a free quiz. It's called, Are You Getting a Big Enough Return on Your Networking? To really look at the groups that you're in, to look at your networking strategies and do the math and figure out, you know, what is the best use of your time, money, and effort. And now's the time to do it, right? When you're really thinking about how to better leverage your network, right? And what to play up and what to maybe cut back on, okay? And now let's talk about how to get you into massive action and massive results. What are the next steps to really building win-win profitable relationships for life? There's 3 steps that will make a difference for you immediately preceding this call. So first is to come and find promotion partners to add to your dream team and add to your network. In our Promote Her Business community, we are a hybrid between your favorite networking group and a year-round marketing and sales training program. And if you are in the Silicon Valley area, this is a great opportunity to meet potential promotion partners in person and talk to them about best practices in their marketing and networking as well. So we meet second Tuesday evening, we meet fourth Wednesday roundtable, and you can attend up to 2 events for free as my VIP guest. So just text Jose this number, 408-913-6963, and then you will be the first to know about exciting upcoming events. I'd love to see you there. The second opportunity is to take the free survey and assess your return on your networking. This will put you in the perfect position to know what you're going to continue to do, what you need to let go of, and how you can better strategize making partnerships and collaborations a strategy that you can count on and get more results from. And if you're interested in getting this free, very important survey about assessing the return on your networking, once again, just text me at 408-913-6963. And then the final opportunity is if you are in groups and you're thinking to yourself, oh my gosh, these networking groups that I'm in, I want to just better partner with these groups, but they're not hearing this. I'm the only one hearing this. Jose, would you like to come out and speak to my group so that we can all hear this at the same time? We can build tighter, deeper relationships with each other and get so much more value from working together since we're already in the same group. I would love to come to speak to your group. It could either be a teleseminar, it could be a webinar, it could be a in-person. Let's really spread the word on how to be high-powered connectors and advanced networkers and be a role model to the world on how to do it. So if you're into playing that game and having more people know how to build stronger partnerships with you, let's get them in the same room as you, and I'd be happy to train your group. So once again, just text me, text Jose at 408-913-6963. So thank you again for having me as part of the Successful and Fulfilled Digital Summit, which is just an amazing summit to be part of and to listen to and to get super value from. I look forward to hearing from you, supporting you, introducing you to potential promotion partners, having you assess the return on your networking, and have you really be the high-powered connector in your heart. So until we meet again, keep promoting your business and each other online, offline, all the time.
Hi, I'm Kim Warren Martin, and I'm the founder of Successful and Fulfilled, where our mission is to help women to embrace the courage I know you already have to step out of your comfort zone and live life the way you want to live, not just the way you're expected to live. It's not about leaving your job, your family, or school, or any of that. It's about launching into what I call the #undeniable you. So if you want to be a part of a mastermind and enjoy the type of training and support you're receiving now, where experts talk about components of self-mastery, business principles, and wealth building, if you're looking to make sure you're connected to a resource that is all about supporting you to live a successful and fulfilled lifestyle, come on over to www.successfulandfulfilledinterview.com now. I want to meet with you to make sure it's a good fit. If you want to be a part of this movement of individuals dedicated to not only the emotional state of happiness, but also the soulful state of fulfillment, I invite you to a private conversation to make sure you learn more about us and we learn more about you. Come on over to www.successfulandfulfilledinterview.com now. It is a great way for me to learn more about what you want to be successful, about what you need to be fulfilled, and what's most important to you in your life. This is a highly customized membership, so we are very selective. And so I want to meet with you to be sure it's a good fit for both of us. If you're ready to share your talents, your skills, your treasure, your expertise so someone else can live a successful and fulfilled life, this is the place to be. Maybe you want to share your story, or maybe you're called to serve others. If you want to collaborate, network, and connect with a group of women who have this one guiding belief: you don't have to sacrifice your success for fulfillment, nor do you have to sacrifice your fulfillment for success. You can #have it all, as long as you're the one who defines what it all is. So I invite you to come over to www.successfulandfulfilledinterview.com. Make sure you register and I'll see you there. Now you may be wondering, why do I care? Why do I do what I do? Well, my big why is to help women all over the world live life the way they want to live, the way they're called to live, the way they're created to live, the way they're purposed to live, and the way they're destined to live, not just the way they're expected to live. George Washington Carver said, "No individual has any right to come into the world and go out of it without leaving distinct and legitimate reasons for having passed through it." Growing up, I was absolutely convinced that singing and dancing on Broadway and being in movies in Hollywood were my distinct and legitimate reasons for being here. I could already see my name in lights and experiencing the costume changes, etc., etc. I even planned to go to performing arts school for college, but was waiting on the perfect time to announce it to my parents. Now, when I was a senior in high school, my parents invited me into the living room one night because they had an announcement of their own. They said that according to the Wall Street Journal, engineering and computing careers would be some of the top careers of the future. So because I was the oldest and because I was a role model, they were going to send me to engineering school. Now, all I could think of, my 18-year-old self was just like, how am I going to get an Oscar at engineering school? Literally, I felt like my entire life rested on that moment. Now, no amount of respectful rejecting could change their mind. So I went to school. I went to engineering school, and 2 years and 8 months later, I came out with a Bachelor of Science degree. Yes, I did, in a short time. And what I thought I had was my freedom. I thought that paper gave me my freedom and would please my parents. But I got a job, a real job. The money got good. I got promoted. The perks were awesome. I did well. And I was a wonderful role model, and my sisters followed closely in my footsteps. So there I was, a very artsy, analytical person in a scientific, technical world. And someone realized that about me, called me up one night, and invited me to run the Women's Initiative for this multinational corporation. So my role was to help women get to the top on the technical side and on the business side. So I thought about it a couple of days and I said yes. And I did that globally. And I was literally told I changed the face of the corporation. One day I was working with a woman who actually told me no. She didn't want to get to the top. Now I was absolutely shocked, but deep inside I totally understood her. And all I could hear was my dream asking me, you know, Kim, you spent all this time helping all these women get to where we want them to be, but you never stop to ask yourself, where do you want to be? I had completely lost sight of my dream. And at that moment, I realized that the only thing the role model in me was demonstrating was how to live life the way I was expected to live, not the way I wanted to live. I was successful, yes, but I was unfulfilled. And for me, that was a defining moment. You see, I still love the arts, but what I realized is that the singing, the dancing, the acting were more about freedom for me, not entertainment. Freedom of expression, freedom of being, freedom of doing. And working with women all over the world, I have come to realize that every woman was born to live in a soulful state of fulfillment. And ladies, we can do it because fulfillment is not a fantasy, it's a formula. And what I do know is I am not alone. There are other women out there like me who want to live a successful and fulfilled life. So is that you? If so, here's what I want you to do. Come on over to www.successfulandfulfilledinterview.com and let's have a conversation. I really look forward to seeing you there. Enjoy the rest of the summit.